Yo, what's good, LSB fam? And to any new person that's watching this for the first time, if you feel sad, you frustrated, or angry as fuck because you feel like people don't rock with you, they don't fuck with you, and you're not getting the things that you feel like you need from the people in your life, or a significant other, or somebody that you want to date, whoever, you came to the right video today, because I'm going to break down what's going on, how you feel, why you feel the way you feel, and what you need to do to get a different result and to feel better in your life. Because so many people struggle with that. And it comes down to a need for approval, acceptance, and validation. I say this because I struggled for almost 30 years with this, where I constantly just did things way out of my scope and out of my way just to be seen, just to be heard, to feel like I mattered, and to get the attention and approval from people, whether it was girls that I wanted to date, my family members that I didn't get approval from and that used to talk down on me or violate, some of my peers and classmates. The list goes on. And that caused me to do things to look for clout and to do things to look for acceptance and approval. People pleasing, going out of my way saying yes when I should have said no to a lot of things, doing things that I didn't want to do, trying to be extra so that people and girls could think that I'm him. All of these different things, I've done it. And then it shifted as social media popped off towards the end of my high school years, going into my early adult years. It shifted to a constant need to, what do I need to do to get more followers? What do I need to do so that people can look at my videos, where I can get my views up, my likes up? Social media clout. I mean, if you look around, the list goes on. And I'm sharing my experiences because I know so many of you out there struggle. Or if you're in your relationships and there's a partner and you feel like they don't give you the love, they don't give you the attention, they don't validate you and make you feel like you're enough or seen, or they undermine whatever it is that you do. Whatever the case is, what I need you to understand is you're going to be upset, you're going to feel resentment, you're going to feel frustrated until you learn it's not them. I know, hear me when I tell you, because I know some of y'all may be looking at me sideways when I say that it's not them. What I mean is that person is just a mirror. They're honestly just, picture it as if that's the person, but realistically they're a mirror because they're reflecting how you are and how you feel. So if you feel like they're not giving a certain thing to you, all that means is you're not giving a certain thing to yourself and they're just matching your energy. Like how a lot of folks say, man, I'm a match your energy. That's all they're doing. So if you have a lack of self-love, if you don't approve of yourself, if you don't validate yourself, if your self-worth isn't where it needs to be, and you don't feel good about yourself, you don't give yourself the love, the attention, the affirmations that you deserve to have, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to have that same lack for you that you have for yourself. So when you look and see, your significant other not giving you what it is you want, you need to check yourself and tell them, for one, don't tell them F you, but tell them thank you, because all they're doing is just reflecting, look, if you think that I'm not giving you, I'm just showing you what you ain't giving to yourself. That's all they're doing. And with social media, it took me a long time to learn this one. You're not supposed to look for validation from social media clout. So if you're looking for people, whether it's people viewing your stories, liking your post, fucking with your content, if you don't feel like you're enough without that, then that's what life is going to reflect, because you can't have something and need something at the same time. So if you feel like you need somebody's clout and need the validation from the views, the comments, the likes, the following, then that means you don't think that you're enough. You don't really feel like you're that, and you have to have that to validate. And how life works, if you need something, then you aren't going to get it that way, because you weren't ever supposed to need something outside of yourself to feel like you're whole. You came into this world completely enough and having everything that you need, having all the self-worth that you ever needed, before you ever knew what a social media platform was, before you knew what a like, a comment, a following was, any of that. So when you shift your attention to, oh, this is what I'm going to use to determine my self-worth, you asking for trouble. I'm going to just tell you straight up. I did it for a long time, and I need you to understand that's what it is. So in a nutshell, I want you to get to a point where you don't need anything outside of whoever you are. Insert your name, where you don't need anything outside of you to validate you or to make you feel like you're good enough, to make you feel loved, seen, valued, validated, approved of, anything. And that's with a romantic partner, that's with your classmates, that's with social media, that's with your family, whoever the fuck, I do not care. Everything that you need is inside. So if you struggle with these things, I want to share with you what I did to start cleaning things up. I started by consistently telling myself, and it wasn't just me telling myself, but I started telling myself, look, bro, I know for years you thought that you needed social media clout, and your peers, your classmates, people that you know and grew up with, your family, people to fuck with you and to respect what you got going on in order to feel like you're valid and you're enough. But you don't need that. None of those things make you enough. And we are not gonna, I was talking to myself and I was saying, we are no longer gonna seek approval and our validation and our self-worth to place that in our social media following, our platform, the views, anybody's acceptance or approval of us. We're not going to do that anymore. And it wasn't easy. I had to keep reminding myself these things as life continuously showed me opportunities where I could easily lean back into, like, dang, who's viewing my stuff? Or dang, what my likes looking like? Or dang, does she fuck with me? Or all of these different things. And it's a constant thing. You're going to have to continuously affirm it, because I'm telling you, life is going to constantly shed a flashlight on you, spotting you that flashlight to see where you at. So understand, if something triggers you, somebody triggers you, whether it's something that a romantic partner does or they don't do, and it makes you feel some type of way, understand it just shedding the spotlight to show you, look, this is something you're not giving yourself, and you looking for this outside of yourself, and you looking for this in me, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So understand, life is going to constantly show you these different things. So be aware. So I need you all to understand all of these things, because so many people go out here and they feel like shit. They feel less than because they're not getting things from other people. And it was never their person's job. Same thing, I'm going to throw out another thing. People, anybody that's angry or frustrated or mad with your parents because you felt like you feel like your parents fell short and they didn't give you this or they didn't give you that. First of all, you have to learn, and you should learn, compassion, because most parents, they just did the best that they could based off of their level of awareness, their experiences, and that's what they did. And number two, they were never supposed to give you everything. I know that sounds weird, and some of y'all, again, are probably looking at me like, what the fuck is he talking about? They were not supposed to give you everything, because if they gave you everything, then there would be nothing for you. There would be no need for you to grow and learn how to give yourself some things and to take whatever it is that you didn't get and give to other people. They weren't supposed to give you everything. It's your job to look at whatever it is that you didn't get from your parents or you feel like you didn't get, and it's time for you to reparent. Meaning you go back to those younger versions of yourself whether you have to write letters, whether you have to talk, because believe it or not, those versions of you, they're still alive. You may not be that 20-year-old, that 17-year-old, that 15, that 12-year-old anymore. But if you experience pain, trauma, or experiences where you felt like your parents fell short, you may not be those ages anymore, but those versions of you, they're still alive within you. And you got to go back and tend to them and reparent them. And you have to give them everything that you didn't get from your parents. And then when you become parents or have other people that you're caregivers for, you're able to give them what it is that you didn't get. And that's how families, bloodlines, communities are supposed to get better over time. Is by you learning from your parents, you're getting better and giving your kids the next line what you didn't get. And then whatever they didn't get from you, they learn how to give that to themselves, and they get better, and then they give their kids better. And that's how bloodlines and families get better over time. And that's the whole purpose of this shit. So I say all of that to say, please, fam, understand that it's all on you. Like I always say, your life is all on you. It's on you to give you everything that you need and not come from a space of neediness, needing that from anybody else. So that when you give yourself everything that you need, then you're not in a place of neediness, and the right people that you need, or not need, but the right people in your life will come into your life and they'll match you with the same level of care and everything else that you already given yourself. So take that and run with it. Go be the best you that you can be. My name is D. Lee. If you're new here, I run this community over here. This is the Lifestyle Buffet, where I am giving all areas and helping you level up your life and become the best version of yourself, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, in all fronts. If this resonated with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this to somebody that you may know that may need to hear this message. And if you're somebody that needs help with whatever it is that you're struggling in your life, I've got a community that I have available that you can gain access to, as well as I offer one-on-one coaching. If you need specific one-on-one coaching to develop and get better with whatever it is that you're struggling with in your life. So all of that information will be linked in the description below. And like I always tell you, where you go and where you do in your life, that's all on you. 100% all on you. And you got it, fam. So go be great and give you everything that you needed, as if you're responsible for taking care of you and making sure that you have everything that you need, because you are your responsibility. So I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. And until next time, peace and love.